Good morning, everyone. Now, how are you guys feeling today? Now, when we look at the calendar once in a while, we all of a sudden find the time passing so quickly. And at the same time, you start feeling that you're not young anymore. And it's hard to goof around like youngsters, like we used to do when we were younger. But you know what? Let's not feel that way. Let's try to enjoy our lives. You know, be curious about things or try new things out or find a new hobby. And the first song of the day is actually going to want you to feel young again and find that new hobby. It's Nicki Minaj with Young Forever. That was Nicki Minaj with Young Forever. And you guys are now tuning in to What's Poppin' with your boy Brian Jew on TBS efm 101.3 in Seoul and its surrounding areas, GFN 98.7 in Gwangju, and 93.7 in Yeosu. Now, a couple of reminders. If you want to send us a text, please send it to sharper pound 1013 for a charge of 51. Hit us up on Kakao Talk, but to do that, add TBS efm as a plus friend first. Also, if you haven't already, pretty simple. Please follow us on Twitter at TBS What's Poppin'. And also, if you want to email us, send us some questions, or just tell us what you're doing, how you're doing. The address is efmpoppin@gmail.com. And if you're interested in our playlist, come on and check it out on our website at tbsefm.soul.kr/what's poppin'. But before we move on, we're going to hear a word from our sponsors. Welcome back, y'all, to the first half, and now it's time for today's pick. Now, once in a while, there are times when you just need to take a break in the middle of your life or the middle of the day, and for me, I sometimes suddenly want to leave for a short getaway. Now, I know that situations could be different for everyone, and taking a break isn't so easy for a lot of people, especially if you're working at this very moment. You might be in the middle of a long-term project, or your boss just might not want you to take the day off. Now, if you are in a situation like this, there are other ways where you can actually refresh your life and reduce your stress as well. Now, why don't you try to change the way you do things, such as trying new various ways to get things finished and done. Now, this can give you guys a new perspective on the way you see things. Now, if you've been taking the bus to commute, why don't you take the subway or a cab or maybe even biking it to work if you're able to. And on top of that, you can even take a different route instead of the normal route you usually take every day. Also, if you're a coffee person like me, why don't you start drinking teas maybe? And by doing that, you'll eventually learn about different types of teas, prices, and maybe what benefits you get from drinking these teas. And once you start trying new things, you'll be surprised on how much enjoyment you can find in your life. Now, speaking of trying new things, our next song is by a great, great artist by the name of Pharrell Williams singing Brand New featuring Justin Timberlake. Yeah, that song's making me feel brand new. That was Pharrell Williams featuring Justin Timberlake with Brand New. It's a great song to pump you guys up on this wonderful morning. Now, moving on, we have another great vibe, of course, from this next artist. And his song is amazing as well. And you guys already know that he's one of my favorite artists of all time. And the song that I love is called Lately. But, of course, we got another song because all his songs are amazing. And he's singing in this song, of course. The song is called Isn't She Lovely? That was Stevie Wonder with Isn't She Lovely? One of my favorite songs and one of my favorite artists, of course. And we're going to move on to the next song. It's going to be the last song for the first half of our show. And the last song for the first half of our show is by Leona Lewis. The song's called Run. And don't be too sexy. I'll be back with part 2, of course, to wake you guys up on this Monday morning. Check it out. Welcome back, y'all, to the second half of What's Poppin'. Today is Friday, which means we got Chop, Loop, and Reverse It with your boy Joe Park. So if you want to find out about some great sampling tracks that you did not know were sampled, you got to keep it right here. But for now, a word from our sponsors. Alrighty, y'all, welcome back. And earlier I did say Friday because that's my test. Because guess what? The first artist for Jump Up and Get Down today is called Gnarls Barkley. And of course, that's a Friday to see if you notice the difference. And that's actually, a trick, a parody name off of the basketball player Charles Barkley. Now, the song we're going to play for you guys is called Crazy. And before we listen to the song, we're going to give you some information about Gnarls Barkley for those who don't know who they are. Now, Gnarls Barkley is an American soul music duo that has released 2 albums so far, and there's a funny story behind the group's name. Like I said, Gnarls Barkley is a parody name of Charles Barkley. For those of you who don't know who that is, he's a basketball player, of course. Love basketball. And many radio DJs incorrectly attributed their songs to the player instead of the band. So let's take a listen to Gnarls Barkley with Crazy. That was Crazy by Gnarls Barkley and was included in their album Saint Elsewhere, which was released back in 2006. The neo-soul song was a great success, and it stayed at the top of the British charts for 9 weeks. It also won the group a Grammy Award for Best Urban Alternative Performance back in 2007. Now, if you listen to it carefully, Crazy not only samples Last Man Standing from the Italian Western movie Viva Django, but also utilizes the parts of the main melody and the chord structures as well. Now, moving on, we got 2 more songs for you guys, great songs. One by CeeLo Green, a very peculiar person, of course. The song is called Forget You. And after that, we got Solange with Would Have Been the One. Yes, that was Would Have Been the One by Solange. That was from her album Solange, The Hadley St. Dreams, that was released back in 2008. Now, Solange, for those of you who don't know, full name is Solange Knowles. Yes, she's the younger sister of Beyonce Knowles, as some of you might probably notice by the name. Now, her song Would Have Been the One is a refreshing, upbeat song that well expressive of artist vocals. And before that, we did have CeeLo Green singing Forget You. It's from his album Lady Killer, that was released back in 2010. Now, originally the song, we can't play the original version because the original version is not allowed to be played on radio. Of course, it's got some curse words in it. However, the version we listened to was the clean version. Now, the song is a bouncy R&B song, which is told to be made aiming at the music industry itself, and its bumping bass sounds and steady percussion only make it more pleasant to listen to. Now we got a couple more songs, of course, for our segment. We got the first one, Janelle Monáe, beautiful artist, beautiful song as well, Dance or Die. And after that, we got Big Boy. Of course, you guys know he's from the Outkast, featuring Kelly Rowland with Mama Told Me. That was Mama Told Me by Big Boy featuring Kelly Rowland. And before that, we did have Janelle Monáe with Dance or Die. 2 great tracks for you guys for this Monday morning. And guess what, y'all? It is already time to wrap up our show. But before we wrap it up, we're going to go over some messages. We have some Kakao messages. We have one from no-namer, actually. Hi, Bijou. Today is my friend's birthday. She's a big fan of yours for 16 years. Please tell her happy birthday, Shin Young, and we love you. Wish you a happy day. Well, thank you so much for messaging us, of course, and for your friend Shin Young, happy birthday. 생일 축하드립니다. I'm not sure if you're Korean or if you're Kyopo, whatnot, but happy birthday and 생일 축하드리고요. Next message we got is on Twitter. We got a lot of messages on Twitter, of course. Brittany just wrote in, awesome playlist today. Okay, well, thank you. I'm glad you guys enjoyed our music. And with that said, it is time to wrap up our show. And the last song for our show is by the Zootons. And the song is called Valerie. And don't be too sad because I'll be back tomorrow, guys, at 9:05 a.m. But for now, on behalf of TBS efm's What's Poppin', this is Brian Jew signing off. Peace.